Welcome to this initial tutorial in Microsoft Excel 2016. The purpose of this tutorial is to show you the screens that you will encounter when you launch Excel for the first time. So when you click on the Excel icon, what will happen? You will see a screen that looks somewhat like this. In the green area on the left, you will see a list of all the files you have edited recently. They're called workbooks. And I have samples labeled from 1 through 8 that I have worked on. If I wanted to resume work on any of them, I would simply double-click on it and it would load the file. But for our purposes right now, we're going to assume that you don't have anything that you've worked on before. What do you do then? Well, on the right side, you have a group of templates. A template is basically a pre-designed box of commands and features about how the spreadsheet, the workbook that you will use, looks. And you have a whole host of them that you can drag and find and click on that are built into Microsoft Excel. You can load more of them from the web if you want to. But we're going to ignore this fancy stuff for now and start out with a basic vanilla generic ABC, which is called a blank workbook. Let's click on that and see where it takes us. Now we're in the main editing screen in Microsoft Excel. We find that we have a group of ribbons, which is the gray area here, controlled by a group of tabs. It defaults to the Home tab. We'll spend a lot of time here in early lessons. Another tab we have is called Insert, and that contains columns or its own commands. Then we have the Draw tab, which also contains a specified ribbon, a Page Layout tab, a Formula tab, a Data tab, a Review tab, and a View tab. I have two other tabs that were hooked into other programs that are not part of Microsoft Excel as it comes out of the box. We'll spend a lot of time with the Home tab. We'll also have lessons in the future to show you how you can add tabs, remove tabs, and edit tabs. You can customize this in any way you see fit. For now, I'd like to describe a few more things you see on the screen. The default is for it to select the cell A1. You notice the rows are designated by numbers and the columns are designated by letters. And wherever the cursor is, I'll click over here, the locale, the coordinates, the name of that cell is given in the box to the upper left. We'll look more at what we can do, but this is a great way to determine exactly where am I in my spreadsheet. You also notice down at the bottom, it defaults to Sheet 1. I can rename this if I want to, or I can click on the plus key and add another sheet, and I can do calculations between the sheets, all kinds of things. That's for future reference. We also have a box here that will show us the information inside that cell called the formula bar. We'll be using that extensively, especially in our early lessons. One other thing I want to show you just for fun is on the lower right we have a zoom bar. It starts out in the very center. If I drag to the right, it makes the cells larger. Now this does not change how they print, only what you see when you're looking at your screen. And many of the lessons, in order to make them easy for you to follow, we will use in the zoomed mode. But anytime you want to, you can make those cells larger or smaller to your eyes without changing how they print in any way, shape, or form. I'd like now to show you one other thing, and that's how to save a file. The default name for a file is Book 1. If I want to save a file, I can do it one of several ways. The easiest way is to click on the icon in the very upper left corner above the ribbon, and it says Save. Or I can hold the Control key down and hit the S key. If I click on that, it asks me what I want to name the file and where I want to save it. We'll just call this for fun. We'll just call this Test 15 or 14. And I can press the Enter key. Oops, and it saved it. Now you notice when I look up here above the menu tabs, my file is now called Test 14. If I'm in a cell in a workbook and I want to save it under a different name, what do? I simply click on the word File. I do, instead of Save, Save As, and now I can rename it. I could call it Gumdrop, or I could call it Frodo. I will for now, just for fun. And either hit Enter or click on the Save button. And now I'm editing that file saved as this name of a file. That's a little bit on how you begin with Microsoft Excel and what the screens look like. Now, to close this workbook, I simply click on the word File, the File tab, and choose Close. And it's gone. If I want to open it again, I can click on File and Open, or I can click on Recent, and here it gives me all the files I've worked on most recently. Another nice shortcut in Microsoft Excel. We'll show you actually how to work within your workbooks in the next lesson. Now you know a bit about the screens that you will encounter when you open up Microsoft Excel for the very first time. We believe this program is incredibly powerful, and as you track with us through the following tutorials, you will become extremely productive in your ability to do real work through the workbooks and the product called Microsoft Excel 2016. If you find these tutorials helpful, we'd like to ask you to like us and to subscribe here at our YouTube channel. For the Sharper Turtle, thank you so much.